Unni was eager to hear what happened next in Rama's story, and so he searched for Grandma in the early evening. She was seated near the puja room, reading a book, and put it aside when she saw Unni.
What happened in the Ramayana, Grandma? What did Ravana do?
Asked Unni. Grandma continued the story. Surpanaka had described Sita as the most enchanting woman on earth. From the moment that he heard this thrilling report about Sita, Ravana was overcome with a desire to possess her. He reflected on the situation and assessed his strengths and weaknesses. Overcome with pride, he felt confident that there was no one superior on earth than himself, and as such, he deserved to be the lord of such a priceless treasure as Sita. He felt that he was so powerful that he could easily overcome Rama and Lakshmana, who were, after all, mere mortals. Ravana decided to approach Maricha with a plan. Maricha was a powerful magician and could change his form and shape at will. Now, Unni, do you remember Maricha from Vishwamitra's yajna? Unni replied,
Yes, Grandma. Sri Rama had reduced Subahu to ashes, but he had spared Maricha by just flinging him away. Is Maricha going to be part of the story again, Grandma?
Grandma continued, Yes, Maricha had been spared because he had an important role to fulfill once again in Sri Rama's life. Actually, after Vishwamitra's yajna, Maricha had been flung to the depths of the ocean hundreds of miles away. After this, he had experienced a complete transformation and had mended his evil ways. Living on merely roots and shoots and clad in an antelope skin, he had devoted himself to meditating on the glories of Lord Rama. When Ravana approached him, Maricha graciously welcomed him with a lavish feast. However, internally, he was suspicious. He asked him, Why have you come? And why do you look so anxious? Ravana replied, We have been greatly humiliated. The sons of Dashratha, Princes Rama and Lakshmana, along with Sita, are staying in the trackless, boundless Dandaka forest. Without any provocation whatsoever, Lakshmana disfigured my sister Surpanaka. In addition, my brothers Khara, Dushana and Trishiras and thousands of others were slain by him. You must avenge us. I command you to take on the form of a golden-colored deer, which will surely enchant Sita. She will request her husband to follow the deer. You must find a way to separate and distance Rama and Lakshmana from Sita. If this plan succeeds, I shall be able to abduct Sita and bring her over here. You must help me in this. Hearing the words of Ravana, Maricha felt a sense of dread. He remembered the fate that had befallen the Rakshasas who had tried to obstruct the yajna of sage Vishwamitra. Maricha knew that he was still alive only because Sri Rama had forgiven him. Since then, Maricha had become a loving devotee of Sri Rama. Hence, Maricha advised Ravana, Lord Rama is the incarnation of Vishnu, born to kill you. Instead of trying to fight or oppose him, live as a devotee of him. Just like a person wishing to die refuses to take medicine, Ravana could not accept the wise counsel of Maricha. He furiously shouted, A king who commands you deserves respect and not advice. Are you my guru to advise me on what I should and should not do? Do as I tell you, or face death at my hands. Maricha thought to himself, Death is fast approaching. Better to die at the hands of Lord Rama while impersonating a deer than at the hands of this monster. Maricha took on the form of a golden deer, the like of which had never been seen before. Its skin shimmered with a golden luster, and its limbs were freckled with pearl-like spots. Sita observed the deer with great wonder. She called out to her beloved Sri Rama and asked him to capture it so that she could have it as a lovely playmate. Sri Rama wanted to fulfill his wife's desire. Before setting out in search of the golden deer, he instructed Lakshmana to guard Sita. Lakshmana tried to dissuade his brother from going after the golden deer, saying that it was probably a Rakshasa who had assumed this enchanting form. He sensed grave danger for the three of them. But as Sita was uncharacteristically adamant, Sri Rama set out in search of the golden deer that was playing hide and seek at a far distance. The magical deer eluded Sri Rama and led him further and further inside the deep forest. Finally, when Sri Rama realized that the deer could not be caught bare-handed, he shot an arrow at him. At once, the deer assumed its real form. Imitating the voice of Sri Rama, he called out in distress, "Oh, Lakshmana, my brother, save me!" Maricha then fell dead. A terrified Sita, hearing the call, begged Lakshmana to run to his brother's aid. Lakshmana responded, "It is not Rama's voice, but the clever ruse of a Rakshasa. My brother has instructed me to not leave your side, so I am staying here to protect you." However, fear for her husband's safety overpowered Sita's better judgment. She said that she would kill herself if Lakshmana did not go to the aid of his brother, and even accused him of wishing his brother dead. Deeply hurt by the accusations that Sita was hurling at him, Lakshmana, with many misgivings, left her and went in search of Rama. Ravana, who was watching everything from up in the skies, assumed the form of a sannyasi or ordained monk and approached the ashram. Sita greeted him respectfully. The fake sannyasi asked her, "Who are you? Who is your husband?" She answered, "I am Sita, daughter of King Janaka. My husband is Prince Rama, son of King Dashratha of Ayodhya. His younger brother Lakshmana is also with us." Ravana said, "I am Ravana, king of Lanka. Why do you, who are so lovely and fair, suffer the hardships of life in this dense forest? Abandon your husband, who is garbed like an ascetic, and take me, the king of Lanka, as your husband. You shall become Empress of Lanka." Ravana's words filled Sita with fear and loathing. She said, "My husband and his brother will arrive now, and they will kill you." Sita's rejection and her warning sent Ravana into a fit of rage. He assumed his real form. Seeing his 10 heads and 20 hands, Sita began trembling in fear. The guardian angels of the forest were petrified at the sight of his fearsome form. Ravana then grabbed Sita and pulled her into his Pushpaka Vimana or flying chariot, which flew up into the skies and made its way towards Lanka. Children, can you tell me one of the rules that you need to follow when you board a plane and sit in your seat? Unni replied,
I know, Grandma. You have to wear a seat belt.
Grandma continued, That's right, Unni. We are asked to fasten our seat belts when we board a plane for our own safety. Similarly, when we drive on a road, we have to follow certain rules and obey the traffic police. Otherwise, what happens?
The car will crash, Grandma.
Exactly. In the same way, a guru asks a disciple to follow certain rules and to practice restraint. He does this to protect the disciple from the dangers that may befall them. The guru knows that the disciple's desires will cause danger to him and to others. When Sita asked for the golden deer, she was warned by Lakshmana that a danger could befall her. But she did not heed his advice and even spoke harsh words to him. Her desire overcame her and she could not think straight. This led to a series of calamities. The Lord and his consort have enacted this story to show us how we can easily be led astray by our strong desires. Let us try to be sensible with our wants, think before we acquire things, and live within proper limits.